Okay, shout out to Buds121 channel operator Don Shipley, Master Chief Don Shipley. So it's like, I guess it was like E7, Navy E7, E8, something like that. You know, when I was in the Marine Corps, we had to learn those Navy ranks, but we never memorized it. I mean, I was just kind of like, okay, there's shiny shit on the collar, we're supposed to salute this guy, right? And then eventually, when they tell us not to salute him, okay, we don't salute that guy. You know, but the anchors and bars and all that kind of shit. If it looked like our officer rank, then I knew, right? But we always wanted to play it safe, so we'd salute anyway. As time went on, I kind of sort of got some of that stuff sorted out. But one of the things that a lot of people never really get sorted out is when you got phonies who are claiming stolen valor. And it's not just a joke. It's not just a social phenomenon. There's a lot of guys in the military who have been in the military, like to have fun screwing with people's heads. They like to have fun, you know, playing a practical joke on somebody, doing that kind of thing. But there's a lot of lines that get crossed in the professional world and the social world where, you know, it's no longer a joke. It's no longer funny. And it's pretty insulting. And I know people where they were trying to develop themselves in law enforcement and government careers, and they got shot down on it because somebody else was lying about being a SEAL and got put up for the same position. Okay, when somebody is getting their career screwed over by a liar because that liar is tagging along with a SEAL reputation, that's your responsibility to stop that. Just like the Hells Angels and the biker club, they'll have a sergeant at arms and other guys who are on the lookout for anybody wearing fake colors. It's got to be something within that thing to out the phonies, okay? And that's become your role here on YouTube and in social media and on Google and that sort of stuff. Now, I'm sorry, you may feel like you're not getting paid enough for it, but let's face it, you're getting a bigger retirement from the military than I am. And you have access to the information that can help a lot of people out in sorting the phonies. And regardless of what side of politics somebody's on, regardless of what side of the law they're on, even if they don't like the Navy SEAL, I think we all have a right to know when we're getting played by a phony. And it's your responsibility to out these guys because you've taken that responsibility. Please don't stop doing it. If the rest of us start having to figure that stuff out, we're going to make mistakes. I made a mistake years ago with a guy by the name of Steve Siegel, who, you know, by all indications, I heard this guy's story, I was like, no, man, come on. Other people where, you know, they're convincing. They're a gym rat. They live at the fitness club. These guys are bodybuilders, you know. You say something, he's going to do something. Sometimes when these guys have gotten in charge of SWAT teams, okay, in big city law enforcement agencies because they were telling people they were a SEAL, it's secret, it's this, it's that, it becomes a serious matter. It becomes a serious matter when some guys kind of take some poor old widow out for all of her money. It becomes a serious matter when some guy's pushing a security company that's a total phony. And maybe, you know, maybe you don't like their clientele, but the thing is, the phony thing is a responsibility of the people in that thing. Just like the biker club's got to take responsibility for somebody being a phony, wearing their colors, you guys got to take responsibility for this thing. Okay? And it's a lifelong commitment. Just like that Navy SEAL title, just like the Marine Corps title is a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong thing, for better or for worse, whether these guys are going to be in prison, whether they're going to be in the White House. Somebody's got to take that responsibility to step up and out these guys. And what you're doing is, it's a public service and a public necessity. Now, whether or not you're going to get a giant paycheck out of it, I think you need to understand that not all of these things are the type of thing where you just sign up to get rich and live forever. Okay? That's not how it works, man. And I think you know that's how it works. Or at least how it's, you know, you're not always there to get rich and live forever. And what you're doing is a necessary service, not just to the veterans community, but everybody, really. Everybody on this thing. You know, you cat's out of the bag with your identity now. Okay? Cat's out of the bag. It's not going to go back in the bag. If Al-Qaeda is going to watch your social media and try to figure out where you live or something like that, they're going to sign up for one of your classes and clock you over the head and throw you over the boat. Okay? it's a risk that's taken that goes with a certain lifestyle and certain identity, and there's no going back at this point. So, you know, drive on with this thing, because it's a necessary service to the rest of us, and only a SEAL can do it. So if there isn't going to be another SEAL who steps up and does the same thing with a level of integrity that you've been practicing so far, it's going to damage the value of what it means to be a SEAL. And whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, you know, it reminds me of what a dyed-in-the-wool, real-deal Nazi once told me. It's better to be, more honorable to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you're not. And we also know that there is no honor in being loved for what you're not, but there's a lot of people who do get that. Okay, and you're the guy to stop it from happening. Okay, so a little more on that. You know, also going to point out this thing with Don Shipley, because I got a few minutes left. I realized I was just at 5 minutes there. What you're doing has to be public. Okay, this isn't just something where it gets filed away somewhere, or somebody's Facebook discreetly gets taken down because you know, it's got to be a secret. But phony's a phony. It's got to go public, man. Because if it just becomes a situation where for a little while there's money available to prosecute these people on a stolen valor, that just doesn't, I don't think that's enough. Okay, and a lot of times, if they are somebody like that fat transgender person, whatever's going on with that kind of stuff, you know, then I think the social media outing's probably sufficient. But those decisions can't just be made in the back room. Okay, it needs to be relatively public and relatively severe when it's appropriate, because you are not going to be made aware of the damage that some of these people have been done. I mean, that's been done by those people. The other thing is that we have to look at the rest of the SEAL community, which I hate to say it, but I think I know of a case, and I'm afraid maybe you know a little bit about that one too, where people with real credentials were backing up somebody who didn't. And that was because they thought it was funny to get over on somebody. And we can't have that. Okay, you can't have that. I know there's been people in other branches of service, they don't always hold themselves to that standard. You know, they're hanging out with a buddy from high school, this and that, and 3 of the 4 guys made it into recon or something, so they'll tell the chick they're BSing. Oh yeah, the 4th guy, yeah, he made it too. You just can't have that. Okay, we have to set a bar relatively high for one of the most elite military services within the U.S. military. And personally, I don't even, you know, I'd say most of the SEALs that I've met, I didn't really like. I'm just saying that honestly, man. On the other hand, you know, like we say, it's better to be straight up about it. Okay, I would rather be knowing who and what I'm dealing with, even if the guy's a fanatic with his thing, than a liar. Because, you know, really skilled liars are really good at that shit. I mean, they're the people who aren't going to like, oh, I got to scratch my nose, therefore maybe I'm not telling the truth. No. The reality is skilled liars are going to do that shit, and we can't always read that. But if we got somebody is afraid of, hey, this guy's going to call up and he's going to come down, he's going to out us on Facebook, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, it is not cool to be a phony SEAL. That message has to be driven home hard, a lot, okay? And whether or not something happens as a result of one of these outing things, you're probably not going to have all the details of what that person's done while wearing a SEAL colors. But if they're allowed to wear SEAL colors while they're doing some of that stuff, there's a responsibility that's going to be on the shoulders of the SEAL community one way or another. And I don't think you want that, okay? Especially with some of the stuff some of these people have done that probably is not going to make it on YouTube, but it's happened. And so please keep doing what you're doing, do it publicly. You know, put your AdSense thing on there, you get a little money out of that, but you're already being paid, okay? You're already, okay, so fixing the last part of this video, you can see it cut off, I lost battery. But you're already getting paid, you're already recognized for what you've done. a lot of these other guys, if they choose recognition or not, that have really been there. That's their choice. But there are people who have chosen social recognition as Navy SEALs that are phonies. It's on your community and your guys to fix that. There's no other way it can be done. It's possible that maybe somebody could put together some kind of a task force volunteer organization of people that vet real vets, but so far it's not there. Okay, and maybe we could talk about that in a separate video or a separate series, and that, you know, some kind of an organization that vets real vets. But the thing is, you know, it'd be a while, you know, and I don't necessarily think that it's important for everybody to know who was a tanker versus a Bradley driver or some shit like that. Well, the SEAL thing, it's usually bigger stakes and it's usually more serious. And you guys are going to have to take responsibility for your reputation. It just goes with the territory, man.